morning. All right, today we are starting at Yad Vashem. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. That is the memorial to the victims of the Holocaust in Jerusalem. Now, I'm kind of thinking I better keep my opinions to myself. I'm still of the opinion that all lives matter. And these kind of museums, memorials, need to be foremost and present still, apparently. So, in lieu of saying anything wrong, I'm making my title page not anything wrong, something that might offend somebody. I am going to fast forward this so I can gather my thoughts and say it right. So, here we go. So, I'm getting out a paper pad and I am going to try and come up with a title page. I'm really struggling, admittedly. I think it's all the stuff that's in the news. I've heard a couple people say this, and it really is blocking me. And it's not blocking me, I can't keep my thoughts focused. I keep wondering, am I saying the wrong thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Am I blah, 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 blah. So let's hunker down and make a title page. So I got out my used book that's in Hebrew that I got, I think it's in Hebrew, that I got in Jerusalem at a used bookstore. This was the journal I kept while I was in Israel, which was in 2008. And I took all my notes that I wrote in a separate book and Frankenstein that book and then pasted the pages onto this book. And I was going through looking for this was my notes while I was out. And I was looking through for my notes on Yad Vashem, but I can't find them. I don't know how I can't find them. And some of those pages I had watercolored and just put marks on just to have the paper pretty. Anyhow, look at that page, how neat that page is. So I'm going to actually, what I'm doing also is trying to get a piece of paper out of here. So I just wanted a little bit to make a cluster for my title page. And I was going to use the blue Memorial Museum's logo, but I decided to go a different direction, and I have these stencils that I had used from from my scrapbook days and when I scrapbooked my Israel trip. Um, and that was before I saved a bunch of ephemera. It was just things that I bought in stores, scrapbook stores, and ordered in scrapbook stores, and uh, pictures. So I don't have any ephemera, which I hate that I don't have ephemera from Israel. I did buy a lot of books, um, and I'll go through those. But these are some old letters that I'm using to create the title. And one of my goals for each museum was to make a nice title page. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And then I used anyhow. So I had some die cuts that were the Jewish star and the menorah, and I used the menorah and some paint on my finger and just kind of dabbed it in there to give a ghost print of a menorah. I didn't want it to be sharp. I just wanted a ghost print on that paper. Now I've been watching this lady that's done a lot of jelly print demonstrations, and she's got some gorgeous work, and her work tends to lean towards natural colors and nature and um, metallics. micas kind of, but which is a natural rock, right? Isn't it? Anyhow, I don't know. And I really have been focusing on all these natural colors, and I thought, man, I really like all these things, and I love them, and that's why I went with this title page, more natural looking. But that's as far as I'm able to go. And I'm sitting here going through books and more books and some more books. And so I just put on here in Jerusalem in 2008 from when I went. Uh, and I'm happy with that title page. Ink around the edges of the scraps of the book from the books. And I was going through some stickers and looking through to see if I could find anything that's from Israel. And no, 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 nothing. So I'm going, then I know I have a ton of map books, and I start flipping through map books and um, paper books with maps in them, and just trying to come up with some ephemera pieces to go in the background of this journal. I'm struggling, really struggling. And I'm purposely not watching the news right now because the only news I'm getting is on social media now. Trust me, I only see, well, that's not true. I read the headlines of a certain newspaper, um, usually the Washington Post or the New York Times, and just to get the headlines. And because I can't watch any of it, I'm going, here I am still flipping through books and trying to find maps and da 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 da. I just can't get it together. And going through archaeology book that's Bible oriented, and can't get it together. Struggling big time. And the museum, if I remember correctly, I haven't read anything back yet from my old days or on in Wikipedia or anything, but I think it was in the Kidron Valley. Um, that's where I was pointing to a minute ago, a second ago. So yeah, I'm struggling, really, really, really struggling. Admittedly, I'm having a hard time doing Yad Vashem. I got the cover page done, and I'm okay with that. But I just can't do it right now. There's too much stuff going on right now that is blocking me. So I think I'm just going to skip over to the Cliffs of Moher and maybe do some of these other ones, and then we can go back to Yad Vashem. It's so tragic. Number one, that entire, I can't do it right now. I'm too, everything's blocked and I can't keep a thought, and it's just too hard. So I'm not ready to do something hard at the moment. So I'm going to skip over to the Cliffs of Moher. We'll come back tomorrow to the Cliffs of Moher. Okay? Okay. See you all then. Bye. So let's do something that's more natural and less hate minded. That memorial is dedicated to people who hated, not dedicated to people who hated, dedicated to people who were lost when people hated so badly. And do people hate again, or are people still hating? Why are people hating? Why are we still in that same spot? That's what I'm struggling with. So I will see you tomorrow in a natural environment with puffins, okay? And fog. Okay, thanks. See you all tomorrow.